And welcome back to Shit They Don't Tell You.
Podcast hosted by Nikki Limo
and Steve Green.
Stephen Paul Green.
If you like this show, nothing helps it more than checking us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/sticky, STIKKI. You get this show a day early. You get my show, Crypto Corner, every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go in depth about all beautiful crypto things.
We do a live stream once a month. It's called the Sticky Stream. And we do a free roll poker tournament for all of our members with cash prizes afterwards. So
check us out.
Come on down,
Helps
check
the
it
show
out.
like
Also,
nothing
share
else.
with your friends. All helps the show. We appreciate you so much.
Yes.
You know who we don't appreciate?
Is assholes.
Asshools.
Yes. And today we are taking you through some pretty insane Am I the Asshole topics.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I love these because Steve does not tell me any of them ahead of time. So It's just like immediate visceral reactions.
So let's see your immediate visceral reaction
Okay.
to Am I the asshole for telling my brother he did put his wife's once before his kids?
He put his wife once before his kids?
You tell me what this says.
Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he did put his wife's wants before his kids? His wife's wants.
Yeah, he put his wife's
Sounded
once.
like you said his wife once.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Okay.
Maybe we'll just take it again.
It's good.
Okay, that's good. My brother has 2 children from his marriage to his late wife, Denise. His son just turned 20 and his daughter is 18. Denise died when the children were 6 and 7 years old. 18 months later, my brother met Catherine, his second wife, and they married after 4 months of knowing each other. Catherine was unable to have biological children, and she always dreamed of being a mom and wanted to be a mom to my nephew and niece. My brother wanted this for her also. But the kids did not want to be Catherine's children. They do not want to call her mom or be adopted by her. They do not want her to be the sole focus of Mother's Day, etc. My brother spent years trying to get the children to call Catherine mom. He and Catherine applied for her to adopt the kids and were rejected by the judge after she spoke to the children about what they wanted. They tried again and were denied by a different judge before making it to court.
Oh my God.
Things were always tense with my brother and his kids. It was also tense with the rest of the family because some of us spoke up and asked him why he's pushing this on his kids so much. He would say Catherine deserved to be a mom and deserved the respect for being a loving and nurturing mother to the kids.
This is psychotic.
It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah.
Mother's Day from the first year they were married until last year was very toxic. My brother no longer allowed the kids to see their maternal relatives that day.
What?
And they also didn't see any of us or visit the grave. This sounds like the chick is in charge.
This is weird.
This sounds like the chick is completely in charge.
I actually have a friend that had a similar story to this, but yeah, go on.
Okay, well, I want to hear about that too. He said the day in their family was for Catherine, talking about Mom's Day. He would make her breakfast, give her cards and gifts from the kids. Then the kids would tell her she didn't deserve to be celebrated for Mother's Day and she was nobody's mom.
Oh my God.
My brother didn't like it. And Catherine would be upset at the reminder. The kids would also be quick to inform Catherine they never wrote the cards because my brother always addressed them to Mom and the kids never called her that.
Oh my God.
In the last few months, my brother's lost contact with his kids. The last time they spoke to their dad, the kids told him he put Catherine's wants before them and they would never forgive him for that. They said he has no right to insist they be the children to fill their void for when they already had a mom who they loved. My brother dismissed the idea entirely. He put Catherine before his kids like that. When I saw him for New Year's at my parents' house, he was telling me about it, and I told him the kids were right, and he did put Catherine's wants before the kids. I said he made her want to be a mother he made her want to be a mom, the most important thing, and tried to force the kids to comply and be her kids. He told me that that's not what happened, and I should be sympathetic to him and Catherine, who had her heart broken by the kids. Am I the asshole?
It's hard to tell what's going on over there because I don't know who's the psycho. It very much feels like it's the brother or like
it feels like the chick is controlling the brother.
Maybe,
but he's totally in on it.
No,
he's all in.
But okay, so this is where I hesitate because it sounds like when the Mother's Day happened and she was getting cards and she was like, I don't deserve to be celebrated, blah, blah. I don't know if that's an act or if like she was like kind of embarrassed by it. It could be that this guy is like, his wife died and he wants a mother replacement.
Yeah, he's
just
writing over
he wants the story to pick up where it left off with her death and he wants everything to be normal. Like, and I feel like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, and I don't know because there's not enough information, but it sounds like he's forcing a lot of this where it's like, well, she can't have kids, and I already got kids, so like you're now their mom, and everyone in the family is like, no, why?
Yeah, I don't like it's. The kids were basically saying we don't like this for a decade, and like you'd never adjusted. You never just went like, yeah, maybe this is weird.
And two judges said,
Yeah,
like,
two judges
hey,
like,
the
yo,
kids
this is
are
whack.
right.
This
Like,
is wackadoo
please
shit.
stop. Can you stop being freaking psycho?
That is crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's weird.
And if it got so bad, the kids are confronting her saying, you're not our freaking mom.
It's almost, it's borderline abusive, emotionally abusive.
Yeah, dude.
To
it's
like
wild.
continuously tell your kids and reprimand them for not making this new person their mom when they have vivid memories of their mom.
Tell me about your friend.
Oh, well, so in my friend's case, it was the stepmom that was a little woohoo.
Yeah.
And I can't get into too many details because they'll figure it out.
Okay.
And
Just
I don't know how
bananas,
much she watches of my channel and
Got
stuff.
it.
But basically like she always had a vibe like she like really cares about my friend. My friend was the step kid, whereas she then had two biological kids with my friend's father. And the biological kids got very vastly different treatment where they were treated normally. I had like a pretty normal upbringing, and my friend was continuously like locked in her room, like
Cinderella.
like locked. Yeah, like that.
Holy shit.
And not allowed to see friends, not allowed to, the cupboards of food were locked, and she had to ask permission to eat at her house.
Oh my
like,
lordy.
Wild. And her like step siblings, which happened later, never had that kind of experience at all. So they got to lead completely normal lives.
So did they know the code to the locks or what?
Yeah, like they all, like, for example, like my friend woke up one day and everyone was gone. No note, no nothing. Cupboards locked.
What?
Cupboards locked. And found out later they all went to a family, one of her family's house for Thanksgiving, like the whole holidays. It was holidays. And my friend's just like, no, can't access food, doesn't
and there's
know.
no dad?
The dad's there, but like you were saying, you were theorizing that it was the woman controlled.
Yeah.
So she had a really good relationship with her dad, and then it got completely strained by this woman. And you know, in theory, maybe the woman was jealous of my friend, that she had a relationship with she was like had a close relationship with this new husband, you know, and so it's like a female thing. So it's like, ooh, like territorial wise, like I want to, be the only female.
How can you convince the dad though not to take his daughter?
I don't know.
Thanksgiving?
He slowly just got broken.
Holy shit, that's like an actual pussy whipping.
Yeah. And her biological mom was like in jail for drugs, and just like it was a sad story there, like with addiction and stuff. So, who knows how broken the dad was with like dealing with that emotionally, that having someone new step in and take the reins.
I'd
and
say
just
the dad was set the maximum on that.
Yeah, but like the way she would smooth things over, like with her justification, was like so smooth, like very charismatic, where it made sense to him.
It's like, you don't want her there because like she's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah,
like, and
she would make shit up about like what my friend she didn't do well on her schoolwork, or she's been talking back to me. She's been being a nightmare to me. Like she would make up things.
So she can't come to Thanksgiving. That's
stuff like that.
And
that was just one instance, but like I never got to spend time with my friend during summer. She was locked in her room every single year. And like there was the last year when we were seniors in high school, we had like this kidnapping operation where we would like break her out of her house like at least once a week, where she would sneak out and we would hang out on a Saturday, like doing normal hangout stuff, and then we would sneak her back in. And the stepmom found out and put duct tape on the window to catch her. So that was crazy. And then she still broke out, and then like the cops found her under a ride because like she was waiting to she was gonna walk home, and the cops found her like past curfew, and they were like, where do you live? And that she got found out that way. Yeah, so that was rough. But yeah, my mom always like felt terrible, wanted to adopt her. But I was at first thinking that it was that situation, but then I was like, well, maybe the dad's actually the psycho, because in the I'm the asshole situation, because like he seems like he's the one pushing that narrative and agenda like onto his kids and wife.
Yeah, that was a good one though, huh?
Yeah,
that was a good one. Good start. Okay,
good one.
Thank you. I needed to hear that.
A+.
I needed to hear that. Thank you. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not defending mother-in-law after she kept saying my daughter looks nothing like me?
Why are these all mom ones?
I don't know. Maybe I'm in a mommy mood, you know?
Yeah, you're in a mommy mood.
I'm in a mommy mood. All right, check this out. I'm not sure what crawled up my mother-in-law's ass, but her and I got along really well before I got pregnant. She called me her daughter, came over to see me all the time, called me randomly just to talk, told me she loves me all the time, etc. But after I got pregnant, something switched. She stopped calling. She never said I love you back when I said it.
Huh.
She only came over to see my husband, and 9 times out of 10, it was trying to get him out of the house to go with her. Barely gives me hello, goodbye in passing. She even tried staying in the labor and delivery room after she was already told no because, quote, her baby needs support, and clung to my husband's arm several times, trying to get him to go sit on the couch with her instead of standing by me where he was.
What the hell?
And she got kicked out by the nurses. Since I had my daughter 3 months ago, she has come over a good 10 to 15 times, has literally only held my kid twice. She just follows my husband around everywhere and still tries to get him to leave with her to go do chores/tasks with her, changing tires, changing oil, fixing her computer, moving her around her house, etc. And honestly, none of that bothers me nearly as much as her comments about how my daughter looks nothing like me and looks exactly like her and my husband. Ooh, this is a weird mommy one. Ooh, my mommy mood is taking me to a dangerous place. He is spitting image of his father. His mom's short, blonde, brown eyes. He is super tall, black hair, green eyes. Mm-hmm. You can't tell they're related at all. But she insists my daughter looks just like her and my husband and nothing like me. That's a weird
thing to say, yeah.
Doesn't she look just like us and nothing like you? She made these comments more times than I can count. And I just give a, yeah, okay, Becky, and leave it. But yesterday, I hosted dinner for the family and obviously invited her. She shows up with a scrapbook album with a bunch of photos of her and my husband from birth to present. She was showing and telling everyone who would listen that my daughter was basically not even mine if you go off of looks.
What the hell?
My husband spoke up a few times with a clipped, she actually looks just like my wife, but his mom didn't acknowledge him. So she takes that personally. Yeah. But then she got to my mom, and my mom, being a, quote, no bullshit woman.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Said, are you blind or are you just being ignorant? The girl looks just like my daughter and nothing like you. Kind of weird to me that you are desperately pushing the narrative that the baby looks like your son and you, considering your son looks nothing like you either.
Ooh, I like the mom. She's spicy.
No one in the house said anything, but a few of them were chuckling. My husband also didn't say anything, but he looked more like a deer in the headlights than anything else. My mother-in-law then left. Good. You can tell where I'm at on this story.
Yeah.
She group texted my husband and I later on saying she will never forgive us for not defending her against my mom, making a scene and embarrassing her in front of everyone. I don't feel bad. My husband does. Am I the asshole?
Yeah. No, you're not the asshole. Why would,
dude,
how could you ever be the asshole? This is like just, you're venting.
This is like Jafar.
You're venting and you want support, and I understand that, but like, you don't genuinely think you're an asshole in this situation.
No.
Because you're not, and you can't possibly be, but yeah, it's pretty weird. What's that syndrome called where the mom is in love with the son?
I don't want to know.
It's like it starts with an E.
I don't know.
I'll look it up later. But
you would sound very smart if you knew.
It's like a I don't know.
Ooh, sounds like
we're getting close.
Related.
We're getting really close.
Related. Epidermis.
It's not epidermis. But anyway, it's like a thing where like the mom is like,
this is weird incesty stuff. Sounding.
It's like
a me,
you know, like
him.
a Munchausen by proxy type of thing,
which is where you make your kid rely on you because you're making them sick.
You make them sick, to rely on you. It's similar to like that sort of a disorder where it's like you're like, it's a mother-son thing specifically though, like where it's like the mom's in love with the son.
Someone named Alternative Cash says this is the second my mother-in-law doing weird emotional incest stuff to her youngest child / my husband right after I got pregnant story I've seen within 2 days. Either this is weirdly common reaction or fake.
Well, okay. The fact that she changed after the pregnancy is what's weird to me. Like the person, the OP is saying that like they had a great relationship before getting pregnant.
Yes.
And so I'm trying to dissect that psychologically. I'm like, and I'm not a psychologist. This is all theory. By the way, all of this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
But like I was like, well, maybe she misses being a mom, and her son having a baby is making her a grandma, and she doesn't want to be a grandma. She's like misses being a mom. So now she's like bonding with her son again in like a mother-son way. But then the weird remarks those are really weird.
Really weird.
Super weird. Like, why are you trying to alienate the
ill-tempered old woman says, not the asshole. You took her baby away for real now. She always wanted to continue being central to her baby's world.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. But the part that threw me was that she was totally normal before this.
And yeah.
I think it's like something about the pregnancy triggered it, because that's where we see the switch, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, what could possibly be the reason for the switch? And the only thing I could think of is like, she wants her baby back because she remembers being a mom, and when he was a baby and she was the mommy, you know?
Hell of an emotional flip, though.
Yeah, it is. It's deranged. It's definitely deranged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Although, I would say, I remember when my nephew was born.
Yep.
My nephew looks just like I did when I was a baby, and everyone in my family was saying that, and like I said that it too. Like, and I even pulled like old baby pictures, and I didn't realize. I think that it kind of
hurt his
I think it kind of hurt my sister-in-law's feeling. And once I realized that, I stopped saying it. But he did look exactly like my baby pictures, which my brother looks just like me.
Correct.
Like, we were kind of like spitting images of each other when we were at the same age points.
Yeah, I've almost made out with your brother many times. I've almost made out with your brother many times.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, we totally look exactly
100%.
like. But like when we were kids, when he was 2, he looked like how I looked when I was 2. You know, it was like that. So it makes sense that like his son would look like that, but it looked more like my baby pictures than his baby pictures. And so it was just it was an interesting thing. Also, when I took pictures holding him, like, I got weird congratulations messages from people who hadn't seen me in a long time, thinking that he was my son. And I was like, but yeah, so I can see it being an innocent thing too, but this seems malicious.
Yeah, this is actually malicious.
Like,
what
once you see that you're upsetting the person, like, you keep going on and on about it.
Yeah, it's like she's trying to dig it in.
I was never like, my nephew looks nothing like his mom. You know, I was never like that.
Sticking it in and twisting
it's weird.
Sticking it in and twisting it big time. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I am always curious about what people think about this.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for not being happy to receive a handmade gift?
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's a great title.
That's a good one, right? Me and my friends got together for a late Christmas gathering, and we did Secret Santa with a budget of $250.
Oh,
that's a pretty beefy one. That's a juicy
Holy
Secret
shit,
Santa.
I think that's like my whole Christmas budget.
Shit, 100%. Well, it was not so Secret Santa where we knew who each person got, but it was so we would only buy one person gifts, so no one would go OTT. What's that mean? Over the God, fucking people on Reddit, dude.
I don't know. Over the threshold?
Whatever. Fucking Reddit
fucking people. Just spell things out.
Just spell it. Just it's you're typing already.
It's not a common acronym.
Jesus. Okay. Edit for info, I guess they say the budget was $250, as in the expectation was each person spends that amount. It wasn't a max $250 budget where you can spend within your means. Plus, this person has a higher paying job than me and is better off financially as well. And the whole friendship group agreed to this amount months before. I also saw gifts she gave to her own family, which she posted on Insta, and all of them were branded items. That's a little context.
Okay. That is good context.
I spent the $250 and bought my Secret Santa a Dior silk scarf. Dior Mitza scarf, to be precise.
Okay.
Bougie. Which I know she had been eyeing up for a while. I was excited to receive my gift since $250 is quite a lot, so it should be enough to get a good gift. Everyone else got some sort of branded item, whether it be skincare, makeup, accessories. However, when I opened my gift, it was all handmade items. It was 2 resin coasters, which weren't made very well. I could see the bubbles. Some bracelets made out of yarn. Those friendship bracelets you have when you're younger. We're all in our 40s. And a crocheted turtle and painting she did. I think it's watercolor. I jokingly asked her how this cost $250. And she dead seriously responded that the kits cost money and crocheted animals are sold for quite a lot on sites like Etsy.
So she paid for a hobby for her.
Yes.
And is giving you the product of her hobby that she paid for herself.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Little life hack.
The audacity.
She says that the crocheted animals are sold for quite a bit on sites like Etsy, by the way. And a bespoke commission painting is priceless. Now, I understand it's the thought that counts, and if she couldn't afford the $250, I would have understood. But it's not that she couldn't afford it. She just decided to give me these items because she wanted to, quote, try making them. It's like you didn't want to just put this, you just didn't want this junk, so you gave it to me.
Yeah, you wanted to do the hobby, and then you're like, well, this cost a lot, so I'm just going to give you this.
Am I the asshole for not appreciating these gifts? Apparently, I've really upset her by not being happy about what I received. But honestly, if she'd added this $50 Starbucks gift card, I would have been happier.
I was so ready to hate the person and be like, she's an asshole for not liking a homemade gift. But
I know, right?
She is not the asshole.
It's pretty bad, right? Everyone said I was overreacting, but it's a decent gift. But that's because they all got good shit.
Yeah.
I would happily trade all my gifts for the Dior scarf back, but she obviously said no. That's amazing.
That's hilarious.
Okay, these are so great. Why don't you take them back and I'll take the scarf?
How is it your friend?
That's wild to me.
Also, that's a crazy Secret Santa budget.
Yeah, that's
unless they're all like just pulling in so much money.
Yeah.
But like that's insane. Like I've never spent that much on. I guess they're only if you spread it out, like let's say they have 5 friends, you would spend $50 on each friend. So I guess like instead of doing that, you're just spending $250 on one friend.
Right.
So I guess that makes a little bit more sense.
It
but
does.
Still, it's like now I have to think of a really expensive item for my friend instead of just giving from like my heart of like well, this is something I think they would enjoy, but it doesn't cost that much. So,
Well, this was kind of the sick thing about having 3 siblings as a kid.
Yeah.
It was like Christmas time. It'd be like,
you guys share your
let's
presents.
just all like, well, yeah, we share our presents first of all,
yeah,
for sure. But like, then it's like, okay, well, once we, me and my sister like started making a little bit of money, it's like, oh shit, we can get Nate and Kenny, like we can combine our money, and instead of getting them small things, we can get them like a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And that was cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am so much older than my brother, and I also started working at a really young age. Like I started modeling when I was 8. It's not to brag, but like,
you were sexy.
I was very sexy. So yeah, I was modeling in kids catalogs, and I got like $500 for it, and this is in the 90s.
Pretty wild.
This is in the 90s,
it's a huge chunk of change.
It was like, oh my God, so much money for a kid. And I bought a Sega Genesis, but then like I kind of just had that money in savings. And whenever there was like a friend's birthday or Christmas or my brother's whatever, I spent out of my own money.
Yeah.
Like, so they got their parents would give them a $20 bill or whatever. I went to my savings account and I would pull out a 20 from my own money.
That's
from
really
my
good.
own money.
It's really good.
So my presents weren't like super expensive, but they were out of my own money.
Yeah.
And my brother, like I could never expect that in return, but I don't have the gift love language.
Yeah.
Like I like to give gifts, but receiving gifts like is nice. It's like anything you give me is nice. I really don't have like I don't
both
really
the
have.
same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care that my brother couldn't like give me a gift back for a while.
The only time I've ever been offended about Christmas related anything is the year I got my sister a fucking Roomba, and then I showed up the next year and she didn't even open the damn thing. It was like a $550 Roomba, dude.
Yeah.
And she didn't even open it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, and then I'm like busting her balls and Jeff's balls about it, my brother-in-law, and they're like, Jen, of course, my sister's like fucking insane person. She's like, well, we have the baby, and like I didn't want to. If I'm holding her and I trip and fall in the Roomba, it's like, dude, you can schedule this shit. You can schedule this shit so that it's going off while you're dead asleep upstairs.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But like just the greens are the worst, dude. The greens are the fucking worst.
Okay, well, I would say to you, like, if you're gonna give a gift, you can't like have a criteria around it. Like the person, it's their gift to enjoy. Like if they want to ignore it.
Yeah.
Like they get to do that, so like, you need to settle down.
Yeah, then guess what? I never got her a gift after that. $600. You spent $600.
Okay, that was your choice. She didn't ask you for a $600 gift.
Yeah,
you just chill the fuck out.
She's never getting one again.
I am kind of on the. I wouldn't agree with like not opening it, but like once you give a gift, unless they specifically asked for a Roomba and then they didn't open it or whatever.
Their life would be changed forever in a positive way.
But they never asked
Roomba.
for it.
They needed a Roomba.
And if you want to give a gift, you have to give it, and that's not yours anymore. You don't get to judge what they do with it.
Don't do this hokey crystal shit with me, pal.
No, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. No, because what, like,
don't Marie Kondo my gift.
If someone gives me an expensive gift and I don't necessarily open it right away, like now I'm supposed to feel guilty about it, even though I didn't ask. It's like a burden is now placed on me. Like you're giving a burden.
I gave her a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
And she needed it.
Yeah.
And she didn't use it.
But now you don't get to police it. It's her gift.
I get to police it. If I want to give her a gift again, you better fucking believe it, asshole. That's all I'm saying.
If you were writing the Am I the asshole, I'd be like, you're the asshole.
I know you would. But you know what? People on Reddit would have my fucking back.
Sure.
Because people on Reddit are cheap fucks.
I can see both sides, but I am of the philosophy that if you give a gift,
oh Jesus,
then you don't get to fucking pick
up the gift,
be mad about it.
Be thankful for the memory you had with it.
No, it's not a Marie Kondo thing. That's completely different. But the only time I've ever been mad at Christmas gifts was, and this was, again, it's not the gift, it's a principle. So I picked up bass guitar playing and I was obsessed. It was like, you know how I am with hobbies. Like when I find an obsession, like I'm obsessed. And my best friend played guitar and my boyfriend played drums and they needed a bassist. And I got a bass guitar from my aunt who got it from, like, she was always hanging around bands and stuff. Yep. And the only problem with it was it didn't have an amp. So it was an electric bass guitar that I couldn't hear. So I learned it all, but could never hear what I was learning. Like, you could barely.
There's no reward.
Exactly. And so, like, the only time I got to hear it was when I go to my friend's house and we plug it into her amp, and then I got to, like, play with her, and, like, then I got to hear if, like, the reward for my studying and stuff. But I didn't get to practice at home listening to the sound. And so all I wanted for Christmas was an amp. That's all I wanted. Just a small $200 amp. Yep. Like, I couldn't afford it. At this point, I was like 15. I couldn't afford it. But like, I was trying to save for one. But like that would have been like, that was the only thing I asked for. Yeah. It was the only thing I wanted. Yep. And I thought for sure I was going to get it because I didn't want anything else. That was all I wanted. And I didn't get it. But not only did I not get it, the excuse was that they didn't want it to be too loud.
Of course, that's survival.
You can put headphones into it, which is what my friend did to practice at home.
Yeah.
But not only that, my brother gets a drum set for Christmas.
Get the hell out.
A fucking drum set.
Get the hell out.
What the hell's louder than a drum set?
Nothing. You can't plug in drums.
You can't even fucking plug in headphones to a drum set. No.
That's $1 million idea.
And not only that, he didn't give a shit about drums.
Yeah,
he didn't ask to play drums.
That's insane.
He wasn't trying to play drums. He wasn't like obsessed with playing drums. And
sexist.
Do you know how much?
This is sexist.
Guess how much he played the drums?
0.
He did it that day.
Yeah.
And then nothing. And by the way,
he just made noise for a
while.
while.
My ex-boyfriend at the time, my boyfriend at the time, who was a very proficient drummer, and he gave drum lessons.
Here we go
and
again.
He tried to give my brother drum lessons, and my brother had no fucking interest. Exactly. He just thought drums were cool. He said it maybe one time, like, that drums were cool. They got him a drum set.
That's insane.
And
Aren't drums that's expensive as shit too?
I guess they got a discount on it from whatever, like my aunt or whatever. But like,
I remember wanting a drum set when I was a kid. My parents would never let it happen.
But I didn't get. The only thing I asked for was a bass guitar amp, for the reason that it would make too much noise. That was the tilting part. Was like none of it made sense.
Have you confronted your parents about this?
Oh yeah, they fucking know.
Oh good.
I tried to hide crying, but I could not.
Can't do that.
Could not.
You're not able.
Because it wasn't about like me being ungrateful for like
of course
the
not.
gifts or like not getting what
it's
I
like
wanted for Christmas.
Machine and you didn't.
It was like it just seemed like a slap in the face.
It
wasn't like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas. It was like, no. The principle of it that you did, I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas, and that's okay. But then you give him something that's
noisier.
The opposite reason of why I didn't get my gift. And then, I was just like, I was so resentful of that. Like, I had never been mad about a gift or not getting a gift before, but that fucking year, I was,
Is that when you quit on bass guitar?
Oh, Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing you probably would. You
Yeah,
would.
like, I mean, I tried to continue, but how fucking fun is it to continue?
There's no reward.
And then like every time I picked it up, I was just fucking mad.
Yeah,
I was just
that's
heated. Like that was, it took the joy out of it. Like I was just so mad. And then I finally got a hand-me-down amp, but it was like wonky where like it only worked some of the time. Like it was like super small and you couldn't plug headphones into it. So I had to listen on the like lowest volume. Like it was just so annoying. It was so frustrating. That was the most, I've never been mad about not receiving it. But that that was the only time that I had a bad gift taste
next year
in my mouth.
Dude, next year at Sweeney Christmas, I'm gonna gift you an amp.
I don't want it.
And then you can know it can be a bit, and then you can have an overly emotional response to it, and then we can pwn your parents.
Also, someone stole that bass guitar.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Damn. Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah. Well, I used to have it as decoration because never fucking bought an amp, but I just kept it for like the memes, right? And then when I was cleaning out my studio apartment when I was moving in with you,
that's right. You used to have it on the wall.
So yeah, like the
red one.
I told this guy that like we couldn't take all the furniture, so like take what was in there, and I didn't grab that before I left. I hadn't grabbed it yet, and I didn't really realize it until we were unpacking at your house. And then I was like, all right, well, I mean, it was a lot of memes, but I didn't really play it in a while. So I guess it's fine. And I've made peace with it. But yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So he made out with my fucking bass guitar.
All right. Good for the guy.
Yeah.
And speaking of what we're going to make out right now. So we'll be right back after this break.
Out. It's a new year, folks. We're adding romance to the life.
Be right back.
Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. We just want to take a break to tell you thanks for listening to our podcast. And if you want to rate it, that would be really awesome for us.
Listen, we're on break. We're not talking to you like podcast hosts right now. We're just talking to you like people.
As a friend.
And we just want to say, please rate the show because it helps out huge amounts.
Like, we're not desperate. We're like kind of desperate.
We're giving shout outs right now to all the people who are giving it ratings. So huge shout out right now to Brian Jorgensen. That was sick of you, dude. Thank you. God bless. Huge shout out right now to Mark W. in Springfield, Connecticut.
Back to our podcast.
Jenny Blythe.
Hey, back to our podcast.
In Tuscany,
and
Florida.
Back to our podcast.
God bless you. Thank you.
Steven.
Thank you for supporting the show. And we're back. Okay. Next, am I the asshole topic? Am I the asshole for not being happy when my boyfriend ditched me for a free trip to Mexico?
Okay.
Context, my boyfriend and I live in the same city, but on opposite sides. I go to his house most weekends with my daughter, and we stay most holidays at his place. I'm basically only at my apartment on school nights. We intend to move in together once my daughter finishes the school year. For my daughter's winter break, we discussed that we would stay the full break through January 9th. Yesterday, January 4th, my boyfriend was asked by his family, most of which were already in Cabo, if they paid for his ticket. Would he come on the trip? He immediately said, hell yes. When I found out, my feelings were extremely hurt. From my point of view, he just completely went back on his commitment for me and my daughter to stay at his place through her break. He told me to just stay at his house while he was gone, and even implied that he would need help watching his dogs. I feel strongly that his assumption I would stay and watch his dogs is inconsiderate, but I'm also hurt that he basically ditched me and my daughter for a free trip to Cabo. He's made several statements that he can't believe I'm not happy for him. So am I the asshole for not being happy that the trip is free, even though his choice caused me and my daughter emotional pain?
I guess I would need just a lot more context because
I think this is kind of sick.
I want to be on her side.
I'm on his side.
I want to be on her side.
I know, but free trip to Cabo?
And immediate, my impulse reaction is like, fuck that guy, he's an asshole.
Sure.
But if I really put myself in both people's shoes, he got offered a free trip. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and this isn't like, first of all, this isn't like he's canceling Christmas to go to Cabo.
Yeah.
This is like, it's your daughter's winter break. It's not significant to him.
Unless he's like, it's like her dad. Like, if it was a different scenario where it's like, oh, her dad is ditching her or something, but it's not. And like, how long have you been?
Means nothing.
How long have you been dating?
Right.
Also, I feel like from his point of view, his commitments were that she was able to stay there for the winter break. Right?
Yeah, like whatever.
Like that. He's like, yeah, you can still stay.
Go for it.
House.
I'm going to Cabo.
Yeah.
I'm with him.
I kind
I'm
of am
completely with
him.
him. I don't think she's like an asshole.
Maybe it's like a FOMO thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, like I don't get to go on a trip
well,
with you.
sure, but he's got to buy a ticket for the daughter too.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Unfortunately, like, you know, your daughter's your responsibility. Like, I don't know. I kind of am not. I'm kind of in the middle. I just don't care.
Let's say this guy's name is Kevin.
Yeah.
You can't blame Kevin when life's coming up, Kevin.
Life's coming up, Kevin, and
he's like, I'm punching my ticket, dude. Life came in for me. The ship came in. I'm punching my fucking ticket. I'm going to Cabo.
And also, it just doesn't sound like super serious yet. Like,
no, yeah.
If you're still like your boyfriend and girlfriend,
people always do this too, where it's their kid.
Yeah.
And so they overemphasize everything as if it has the same significance to you, where it's not your kid.
Yeah.
And so she keeps on saying her break.
Yeah.
And he committed to staying with us for her break. It's like, who gives a fuck? This guy's just like, cool, it's January 9th. I'm going to Cabo. It's winter. I feel
the same way.
Get the fuck out of here.
Although, like, asking her to take care of his dogs is kind of...
Well, she's staying there for free.
Yeah.
So go for it. Can you also like take my dog out twice a day or whatever?
I guess I missed why does she have to stay there? Why is she staying there rather than
They live in the same city on opposite sides.
On opposite sides.
And on most holidays they stay at his place.
Oh, okay. On most holidays. Yeah, so it's like he's breaking a tradition maybe?
I guess.
It's okay, I didn't know.
And they intend to move together once her daughter finishes the school year. But they're not moved in.
No. I don't know. It just seems like a one-off to me. Like,
I agree.
It's not like this guy's like fucking off every weekend, or doesn't sound like it.
Yeah,
like
it's Cabo.
Yeah.
If he was going to Atlantic City, I'd be like, yeah.
And she didn't list reasons like, oh, well, he's been known to have a wandering eye, and like when he gets around these people, like if there was context like that, maybe I could build a case more for her. But it sounds like if he's just like a good dude and he got a free trip, I don't know.
I'm with this guy.
I have a hard time
this guy's gonna live it up and have fun
thinking he's that much of an asshole.
Dude, do you think this guy's just like, hell yeah, I'm going to Cabo, and then he just keeps on sending her pictures of Cabo, and he's like, isn't this so sick? Like he's just oblivious.
Yeah, I guess I would need more reasons to feel like he's
like, babe, look where else I get to go. Babe, look at the white sand beaches. I like this guy.
I bet the comments are on her side, right?
The first comment, I was surprised.
Oh.
You're the asshole. I know it sounds harsh, but you're coming off as emotionally dependent.
Okay.
Someone replied, so if you had holiday plans and your partner says, anyway, I'm off to do my own thing, you'd be chill about it. This is what this person doesn't understand. It's not a holiday.
No.
January 9th is not a holiday. It's her daughter's winter break.
It's a babysitting break.
It has no significance to him whatsoever.
No.
Redditors, dude.
You know, you could also make the case, which she didn't put in there, but like if I was writing this post, like to build my case a little bit, I'd be like, I needed extra help taking care of my daughter because I'm trying to work too or whatever.
Sure.
You know, like if there was something like that where
get us on your side.
Where he like committed to helping her with something or whatever.
I agree.
But like it sounds like she's kind of fine and just is kind of just mad that he's going on a trip.
Yeah, and like so it was going to be a staycation at his house across town. That sucks anyway.
Yeah, it sucks.
It completely sucks. Just go home.
I wonder what it would have been like the other way around if her and her daughter got offered a trip and not the guy. If she would have been like, if she would have taken the trip.
She would have taken the trip.
I think so too.
If she didn't, she's dumb.
Yeah.
And I hate her.
I'm pretty sure that if she got a trip paid for her and her daughter,
100%.
She would take it.
If she didn't, I'd take it.
I would take it.
I'd take it.
And I wouldn't take you.
I know. You wouldn't have that much fun without me.
You could watch my cats.
You wouldn't have that much fun without me.
You could watch my cats.
You'd miss me too much.
Yeah. Honestly, true, because like exploring new places with other people is like a fraction
exactly
of the experience.
Exactly.
Of when we get to go to new places together.
100%. Can't wait to the end of the year. Our end of the year trip's going to be lit.
Sick.
We're going to go Bahamas?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Hell yeah. That's what I'm thinking too.
For my birthday.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This one's going to be good.
Okay.
And this is pertinent to you.
Oh, shit.
Am I the asshole for telling my bridesmaid that she can't wear the same hairstyle as me for my wedding?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? My 25 female and bridesmaid 25 female, Nola, says she does not like the hairstyle I have picked for the bridesmaids and is going to be wearing the same hairstyle as me. When I told her no, she got very upset. My bridesmaids are wearing a messy bun, and I'll be having my hair down in Hollywood waves. For context, we've known each other nearly 5 years, but haven't kept in touch much in the last 2. The only reason she's a bridesmaid is because she called me up on a promise I made her 3 years ago, saying I'd made her my bridesmaid when we got married. Holy shit.
Okay.
So she should extra defer to you, but it's we'll get there. I'm really bad at saying no, so I said yes. I got her the bridesmaid outfit and accessories. I am paying for everything.
Oh.
They are paying for their own hair and makeup.
Oh, okay. So
Nola has already said she doesn't like the bridesmaid's outfit and asked me to change it.
What?
I was unable to, as my other bridesmaids loved theirs and the dresses were non-refundable. Duh. I also asked my bridesmaids to wear any color of the rainbow to my bridal shower and told them I'm wearing white. Nola said I'm wearing pink. I said, I'm sorry, but pink isn't a rainbow color. Do you want to pick something else? And she said, fine, I'll wear white.
What?
That's not a rainbow color either, and I'm wearing white. How about you wear green? Nola, I'll think about it. I've already asked her to cater to my above requests, not changing the bridesmaid dress and wearing a rainbow color for her bridal shower. And I'm the asshole for not asking her not to wear her hair like mine and wear it like the rest of the bridesmaids.
Does she know what being a bridesmaid even is?
Sounds like she doesn't, and she also like invited herself, which is wild.
You're the bride's maid.
Yeah.
You're the maid.
She needs to be kicked out.
To the bride.
This is too many violations.
The bride needs something. You're the person. You're not the bride. You don't get to make rules.
That's
You're the fucking help. You're like, you're the bride's maid.
We got a bride on the show. We got an expert.
Well,
finally.
And from all accounts that I've heard, I was the fucking chillest bride ever because I had no preconceived notions of what I didn't know how any of it worked at all because I had just never been to a wedding before in my adult life. So like all of it was new to me, and I was very freeform with my bridesmaids. I was like, oh yeah, here's the color. Like I wanted navy blue dresses. You guys pick whatever dress you feel comfortable in. I don't care where you get it from. I don't care like how long it is or what style. Something you feel comfortable in. That is navy. That was my only rules.
Love it.
Tanya even asked if she could wear like a peach belt or whatever, like a peach sash. Yeah. And I was like, sure. Like I don't.
So sick.
I don't fucking care.
Yep.
And I actually didn't even know like protocol with dyeing your hair a natural color.
Neither did I.
So like one of my bridesmaids like showed up with bright fucking blue and purple, like clown bright blue, it freshly dyed
brand new
hair. And at first I didn't think anything of it because she had been dyeing her hair crazy colors in the past, like not until that wedding day. Like she hadn't had a fresh. Her natural hair color had almost completely grown out.
Exactly.
So it wasn't like she definitely changed it for the wedding, and she even said that she was like, I got it done fresh for the wedding, and I didn't really know. I didn't really care. Like my whole thing was letting people like, express themselves authentically or whatever. But my bridesmaids got really pissed, and they were like, you don't want that in your wedding. Like it's a distraction from you, which is supposed to be like the main center of focus. Yeah. And I don't really care about that part, but like the pictures part, it's like it just takes all the focus to the person. I didn't really think about that, so they had the conversation about putting her bridesmaids on the end. They had my back for that.
They chucked her to the end.
They were like, "This is not how it works."
Yeah,
like,
they were very offended. I was like, "Wow, this is like a strike team."
I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't know." I did not know at all, and like I'm happy they were there to do that because it definitely like would have been weird in pictures.
With the pictures and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, to my bridesmaids credit, like no one got mad at any of my choices. Like no one was like rebelling against me or anything like that. But yeah, I think that I've since been a bridesmaid.
Yes.
And usually you have to pay for your own dress, and you're there to help the bride stress less. Like you're there to help things run smoothly, help her like have her moment, and like it's about the bride. And I love that. Like I love helping my friends, like where I'm like, how do I get to be part of your day? Like that's great. So it's weird to have a friend.
How many violations before this person gets kicked out? I think asking to wear white, you're out.
I think that's 100%.
You're
like
out.
You and to even
to actually say that, not as a bit.
It's not about that. It's about the principle. Exactly.
Yeah.
To like have the audacity to be like, to not.
Okay, you don't want to let me pick my color. I'll wear white then.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
Like, you know what you're doing.
And you invited yourself.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, this chick's thin ice already. Like, thin ice from the jump.
I do not. This person would have been kicked out just off principle.
Yeah, on principle. You just boot her. Give her
sorry.
the little boot sentence.
Sorry, not sorry. Also, my best friend kicked out a bridesmaid because of similar things.
Yes.
So, and I don't want to speak on her behalf, but this was like a little tidbit of tea for someone else's wedding. But like, so her friend, it was like similar where the friend was like, I want to be your bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Like she didn't ask her to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
It was like, I want to be one of your bridesmaids. So she's like, okay, I guess you could be a bridesmaid. Sure. And then the friend is like making all kinds of requests, can't come to the bachelorette party because she has to study for an exam she's taking a week later. A week later. And that's her excuse for not showing up to the bachelorette party. Doesn't have a job, just as a student. And like, she's like, well, I have to study. Yeah. And so, didn't want to, I don't know, there was a couple other reasons, but like she's basically making a lot of demands and not showing up at all to help. And she got to
make it easier on her, not hard.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point.
So she got the boot, and when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I don't get what people think being a bridesmaid is. Like, it's like you just want to be part of.
About them.
You want to be part of the show.
Yeah.
You want to be a cast member.
I'm a special.
Yeah, on the day you want to show up in the pretty dress and get to stand up on the stage.
Sorry. Excuse me. I'm going to the stage. Yeah.
You want to be in the limo.
Yep.
And be like part of it, but you don't want to put in any of the work.
Correct.
Okay. Get out.
Get the fuck out. Heave ho.
Get out.
Yep.
I'm surprised this person hasn't kicked her already.
Yeah, they didn't yet. And
or why the person is even being like, am I the asshole? No,
that's
bitch.
What I'm saying.
You're
You're
not the
nice.
asshole.
You're too nice. If anything,
yeah,
you're definitely not capable
it.
of being an asshole is what it sounds like.
I'm not really good at it either of like.
Sometimes in life you have to become an asshole to get what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to stand up for yourself as well.
Or surround yourselves with people who are asshole enough to have your back and be assholes for you.
You're welcome.
Thank
I do it all
you.
the time. Happy to do it. Okay.
You're my asshole.
I am. That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you so much.
Let us know if you disagree. If you think in the comments, do you think
that's what it's all about?
We maybe should be harder on the guy that took a bomb ass trip for free.
Oh man, that guy's sick.
To where was it again?
Cabo,
San Lucas.
San Lucas, dude. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
It's beautiful.
We said
beautiful
what we
beaches,
said.
I heard.
We said what we said.
Yep. You went to Cabo. That's where you had your first kiss.
No. There was a Cancun.
Cancun, same shit.
Yeah, and he touched my boob. Touch my boob. I'd never had a guy touch my boob. So it's a lot of new experience all at once.
Glad to hear it again. Gotta hear it. Gonna hear it in the next episode too.
Guy.
Don't forget to listen to the next episode where she'll tell you about the next guy who touched her boob.
His email was jellybean17.
Don't forget, if you like the show, help us out on Patreon, patreon.com/sticky. Nothing helps the show more.
Man, could his hand hold a boob?
And we will see you guys on the next one.
His little
perfectly shaped.
Perfectly shaped.
Oh
yeah.
Damn it. All right, we're out here. Bye.